bloody English summertime weather. Red screes? No thank you, not today. And that was plan B. Oh. Let's take a drive to plan C. Right. Well folks, it's not much better here at plan C, but it'll have to ding dang do for this mandingo. Yes, I was going to camp on red screes. Plan A was wild camping on Fleetwith Pike with beautiful views down at the Buttermere. Now I'm parked up at Hartsop car park. I've spent the night here before in the Land Rover when I done a car camp a few weeks ago, and we're going to take a hike up to Hayes Water. I've camped there before, but it was about 3 years ago, something like that, well before I ever thought I'd be doing this as a full-time job, well before I got lucky and gained all you legends of subscribers. Right, let's get some waterproofs on. Let's take a hike up to Hayes Water. When we get there and we get all set up, I'll explain to you why there was a plan A, why there was a plan B, and why we are now doing plan C. Right, let's get up, because I am dying for a beer. It was a long drive over, stuck in traffic, and my mouth is as dry as a nun's snatchy-rooney. You know what I'm talking about. Ah. Right folks, woo, absolutely brutal. I think this is as good as it's going to get. As they say in the mountain villages of Patagonia. Decent flat spot there. Could walk a bit further to try and find a spot in a bit of a dip, you know, to block the wind, but that's wasting vital drinking time, if you know what I'm talking about. I think I'm just going to brave it and set the old berghouse up right here, and hopefully this blows over. It's probably not going to. Yeah, this will have to ding dang do for this mandingo, as I say in the do-dying. Right, let's not mess about. Let's get the tent up. I think my first drink, oh yes, it'll be a nice little chest warmer. You know, it makes total sense. And I'm sorry if there's poor sound quality. That wind and rain's been blowing. I think it's getting inside the old Mike Bassett. I'll bring you back in a few Winnie Mantellers when I've got the tent up. And we're inside getting some dry clothes on. Rice cakes. Jesus. Let's get in. Right. I need to get some wet clothes off. Get myself nice and warm. It is absolutely brutal. Big test for the berghouse. You know, it's now in the same league as a Hilleberg. The back of the tent, where the wind's mainly coming from, it was just totally caving in. I can't cave in anymore, the tent poles, and they weren't snapping, so that's a good sign. But I am going to be in for a rough night, unless I get lucky and things die down a bit. Alrighty. Oh, bloody English weather. This is August in the northwest of England. Unbelievable, as they say in the do-dying, and the south of France, maybe even the back streets of Belfast. Oh, right, away. Let's get all my gear laid out. In fact, before I put some dry clothes on, I've got some more Peggy Mitchells in there, so I'm going to go around all the guy lines, the few, and put an extra Peggy Mitchell around all the guy lines. Better be safe than soy sauce. As they say in Hong Kong, ricicles. Right folks, got all my stuff laid out. The weather has been brutal so far. As you can see, I haven't gotten the worst wind yet caught on camera. You've seen the tent blowing around there. Nice little chest warmer. Hard bag. The tent was properly caving in. So here inside the tent, the roof of the tent there, it's almost going to do it again. That there was pushing right down onto the ground, but the tent poles are not snapping. It's exciting stuff, guys. Makes you feel alive, that's for sure. Oh, look at this, look at this! Wow! Jesus Christ! Woo! Oh. Alrighty. Oh my goodness. There we go again. Brutal. Horrendous weather. Before I get these wet clothes off and get nice and dry and warm, I need to take a walk around the tent, check all the guy lines, tighten them up one more time, make sure the Peggy Mitchells are still nice and firm inside the ground. If the pegs are still firm inside the ground, I'm confident, fingers crossed, we're going to be okay, because we've had some brutal wind there, guys. I don't know what the wind speed is. I need to get something for future camps that'll tell me that. Yeah, but if them pegs are still in the ground and haven't pulled out, we should be okay, because hopefully the wind doesn't get any stronger than that. That's what I'm trying to say, Mandingos. Right, I'm going to have a walk around. When I bring you back, I'll be back in and I'll be getting some nice warm clothes on. Tricycles. Cheers, Mandingos. I'm on my first Candingo of this camping trip. Lost cosmonauts. I was nearly a lost cosmonaut there and then it got blown off. Air matron. This one's from the North Brewing Company. 6 placenta. Quite nice. I'm cheating. I'm reading the side. I'm no beer expert. Hoppy. Tropical fruit with a bitter finish. Well, I would agree with that. You better believe I would. Oh yes, guys. Well, that was very eventful. The last 5 minutes, it has seemed to have died down just a little bit, but all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you just get a massive gust and then the tent nearly caves in. I've had a walk around and all the Peggy Mitchells, they were still properly in the ground. They hadn't pulled out at all, and I haven't got like delta pegs or anything like that. It's something I need to invest in, definitely, if I'm going to come out camping in gale force, gale plat, strong winds like this. The old gale plat winds. Hey, our Ashley, well I see our Ashley. Hey, our Tracy. Hey, our Tracy. Hey, what you got and done, our Tracy? The old gale plat, strong winds. I haven't even had one can yet, guys. I've had a couple little shots of whiskey to warm the old Chesteroni up. I'm on my first Candingo and I'm talking shite already. You know the score on the Blood Outdoor Show. Oh, I'm in heaven now. I'm in absolute heaven. This might be hell for some people. It was hell, setting the tent up and then having to go back out and check everything. But it's happy dingoes now, guys, here on the Blood Outdoor Show. You know it makes total sense. I'm going to show you all my shit soon. I just need a few Winnie Mandelas and Neil Sedakis to myself. Get a can downers. I think I'm going to have some sausage rolls. Yes. Got the reduced ones from Morrison's last night. I like the bargains, guys. Of course I do. And look, I'm all wrapped up. Down pants on. I'm like the Michelin man. Down jacket. I've got my warm hat on. What am I looking up there for? I've got my warm hat on. You would think it was December or January. Bloody August, man. I must have said bloody August about 10 times already. Alrighty, I'm going to sit and chill. Chillax. Enjoy this. Maybe it's another couple of shots of whiskey. Yeah. No signal on my phone. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing at exactly the same time, if you know what I'm talking about. Bring it back in a minute. Nice. Bloody hell. Oh. It's going to be a long night, folks. Lucky I've got whiskey and beers. It's not good, folks. Ah. Even underneath the tent is Bogdan Milosevic. It was pretty firm. It was obviously wet when I got here. It was pretty firm. And just this last 20 minutes I'm sitting looking, and there's little puddles of water building up. Hopefully that doesn't weaken the pegs, you know, where the pegs in the ground. It could be a bad situation, this, folks. I've been in worse before. If you go back 2.5 years ago, 2.5 years ago? Was it that long? I can't remember. 2 years ago, whatever. I was camping up on Grisdale Tarn. If you go back and look for Grisdale Tarn, you'll see the thumbnail. It's me tent, totally wrecked, totally mangled, grim crangled, smash burgered, destroyed. The old Dark Destroyer. And I couldn't get out my tent for the fear of getting injured outside in a storm and then not being able to get back in. I was having to have a slash Gordon down the side of my tent in the rising water that was rising up. Luckily I was on one of them UL80 air mattresses, which are quite thick, and the puddle inside the tent, because the tent was all ripped, was rising up. I couldn't move. If I slightly moved, the water was coming over and it was getting onto my air mat. I was having to slightly lean over, get a slash. I didn't record that bit. I didn't record, and I was getting a pee. I was just lying there with my eyes wide open, shitting myself. Great fun at the same time though. Shitting myself and great fun at exactly the same time. Cheers, Mandingos. I'm on my second can from Mad Squirrel. Sumo. As soon as daylight came, I was out packing all my gear away, waking the two Chris's up. How are Mandingos? Hurry up and get up. Let's go. I was helping them pack their gear away just to get off the mountain. We went on a mountain top, but we weren't far from the top. Yeah, and get back down to safety. Hopefully tonight doesn't end up like that. I think it's going to be a wet one, guys. I think it's going to be wet. I don't know how well. I don't know how waterproof the floor of this is. I can feel it. It's squishy underneath now, guys. This might not end good. There's going to come a point where it's not going to be able to take any more, and the water's going to come through. Luckily, I've got my car keys wrapped up in a sealed plastic mandingos. So no matter how wet I get, even if I'm as wet as an otter's pocket, that's what I'm trying to say. As long as my keys keep dry, no matter what state I'm in going back down in the morning, if the tent's totally wrecked, trashed, it's ready to chuck in the old bin diesel, if all my gear's soaked through, as long as I'm okay, and as long as my car keys is dry, that'll do. That'll ding dang do for this Mandingo. Crumbs, I've got crumbs all over off them sausage rolls. Whew. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to make this, I don't know how entertaining I'm going to be able to make this video for you, because I'm pretty much going to be stuck in the tent. Hopefully it dies off a bit, because after a couple of cans and a couple more whiskies, I'm going to be busting for a Slash Gordon. If not, I'm sorry guys, I'm sorry to tell you the brutal truth. I'm just going to have to pee down there. Like, you know, you've got to do what a mandingo's got to do. If you know what I'm talking about. It could be one of them camps, this could be one of them videos where I just keep checking back into you. I just keep coming back to you, letting you know how bad the weather is and if we're getting flooded. But yeah, every week can't be the same. On last week's wild camp, I was on the Northumberland coast. Lovely and sunny when I got there. I was eating ice cream. Tartan bivvy. Can you imagine doing a tartan bivvy camp now? You just wouldn't be able to do it, would you? Aye, so the beauty of wild camping, guys, you never know what you're going to get. And I have made a schoolboy error today, so lesson learned. And don't follow my lead, mandingos. I didn't even check the weather or anything. Very silly. Silly sausage. This lasts for 6 nights. We've had our 3 grandkids. Yes, I've got 3 grandkids. I've got my lovely granddaughter Layla, who you've seen doing the takeaway review with us last week. She's 7. We've got the lovely Evie mate, who is now 2.5. She's a bloody handful. Oh my god. She is an absolute nightmare, but I love her more than anything in the world. And the lovely, what a boy. He's the best little boy in the world. Obviously my son Preston is the best boy in the world to me. But he's not a little boy anymore. He's 16. I'm talking about he's the best little boy in the world. Levi. Honestly, he is absolutely no bother. The 2 girls, a right handful, and the little boy, no bother at all. If I had £1 for every time he said, Jesus Christ. Bloody hell. I'm sorry if it keeps saying Jesus Christ, guys, if that offends anyone. I'm not meaning anything by it. The amount of times Levi said, Grandad, 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 over the last 6 nights. If I had £1 for every time he said that, I could buy a Hilleberg tent. Do you know what I mean, mandingos? It's been great fun. But I'm glad me 2 stepdaughters are back from holiday. Me and Mrs. Blott are absolutely worn out. When I came out today, Mrs. Blott still had the 3 grandkids. They were due to get picked up. And yeah, so this is, it's actually relaxing. You might think, how can you be relaxed in that? You're in a storm, you could get killed, you could get killjoyed, your floor's flooding. Yeah. If you've ever babysitted for 3 grandkids, and I'm sure loads of you have, you'll understand what I mean by this is relaxing. Right, I'm going to have another can, because it's still the early stages of this video, and I am waffling and waffling and waffling. Cheers, guys. Right. Alrighty, my mandy dingles, it's time for a snack dingo, German sausage. Let's have a look at the back. Yep, made in the famous German city of St. Petersburg. I'm going to wash that down. Good God almighty. Wow. Just when I thought oh God. No wonder I'm shiting myself. I'm definitely going to have skid in the didders on my undie bedundies tomorrow. Underpants like a Japanese flag. Fresh for Mrs. Block to wash when I get home. Yeah, I'm going to wash that famous German sausage from St. Petersburg. I'm going to wash that down with a can of gin and tonic IPA. Botanicalist gin and tonic IPA made by Masons. 6 placenta. Oh, I've had it a few times before. About 3 times before. And it's still really nice. I will never get bored of that. Like a gin and tonic flavoured beer. Wow. Lovely jubbly. As I say, in the southeastern region of Mongolia. You better believe it too. German sausage time, guys. While we sit and talk some more shite. Because that's all we can do tonight, folks. There's not much else we can do. Apart from sitting here. Do some munching Gladbach. Have some beers. And talk some shite. Oh yes. I told you earlier on, didn't I? I was telling you about plan A, plan B, plan C. My plan A today was to drive to the Buttermere area. Probably is the most beautiful area in the whole of the Lake District. To be honest, my favourite lake is Ullswater. I know that's really common, it's really popular. Coming from where I live in the country, up on the northeast coast, good God almighty. Ullswater's the first one you come to, but it just reminds me of coming to lakes years ago and stopping at Parkfoot with my wife and my son when we had the touring caravan and that. But Buttermere is beautiful. Oh yes. Oh yes, my Mandy Dingles. Anyway, I was going to camp up on the summit of Fleetwood Pike, but come along the A66, get your kicks on Route 66. The traffic was horrendous. Come past Appleby, drive past Kirkby Stephen, I think it's called. Once you got past there, traffic jam. Oh, you know what it's like if you've come along there, guys. You hit that traffic and you know you're in the shit. All the way to Penrith, absolute nightmare. I think there'd been an accident on the M6 motorway. Cars couldn't even get onto the M6, and it just backed up big time, as they say, in the back streets of Belfast. It was a nightmare. Nearly doubled me journey time on the way over. So obviously I had time to think sitting there. Had absolute radio blasting away. And I thought, right, when I get to Penrith, I need to come off. I need to come off this road straight away, because this is just going to carry on. Because you come to that roundabout, then you go another one, then you go to Keswick. I'm just thinking this is just going to continue. Where can I go instead? I thought, well, young Chris is coming out with me next week on a wild camp. He's got the week off during the week. I thought, well, we'll do Fleetwood Pike next weekend. I thought, yeah, Red Screes, we'll do Red Screes. We'll pull off. We'll drive down the side of Ullswater. We'll do Red Squeeze. Squeeze. Jonathan Wass. We'll do Red Squeeze. So we'll drive up there. Kirkstone Pass, wherever it's called. Gets to the car park. You've seen at the beginning of the video, guys. As you came in the car park and where you drive in, and you've got the gate at the far end where you leave. Good God Almighty, it's getting worse. This. I'm just talking away to keep my mind off this storm, so I'm not worrying. The clag, you know, the cloud was in that low. You couldn't see from one end of the car park to the other. And I just thought to myself, what's the point of walking up to the summit and camping on Red Screes? I'm not scared of that. I fear nothing or no man. I think you legends know that. But I like to sit and relax and have a few beers and talk shite and have a good time with you guys. I thought, what's the point in that? And I've already had this lined up as a backup plan. Already in my head, like if I'm already in the area and I'm a short drive away, there's a backup plan. So plan C today. We'll come here. Yes, I've camped here before. 2.5 years ago. 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago with the two Chris's. We were on the other side of the water. It's a lake. It's called a tarn. Yeah. A tarn is like a lake high up in the hills, like what we are here. But it's just like a little lake, you know. Anyway, we were on the other side. You've seen I couldn't cross earlier on because of Pardonsky, the bridge was down. The old bridge over the Key of Stormy. Oh God Almighty! Wow! If this tent doesn't break tonight, it's proved itself to be an absolutely top quality tent at a fraction of a price compared to Hilleberg. We shall see, Mandingos. I'm sorry for waffling on. Just I'm stuck in here. And talking to you legends makes me feel like you're here with me. I hope you're enjoying it. I certainly am. I always knew I was going to come back here, even though I camped here before. If you haven't watched that video, guys, go back and check it out. I think it's called Wild Camping at Hawes Water. Do you know what I mean? If you go back, it'll say 2 years ago. At the start of the video, you'll see we were high up in the hills because it was day 2 of a camp. When we were up in the snow in the mountains, and you know when you're stepping down, you don't realise you're stepping in the hole, and the snow was coming up to there, and our leg dingoes. It was pretty brutal. When we got to the top of the mountain, and the weather was atrocious. We dropped down to here, coming from like the other side. Me, Cowboy Chris, Bonnie Lad Adventures, and young Chris, who was Yakka Travels. And Yakka Travels, young Chris was, I think he must have been panicking putting his tent up, and he bent one of these poles totally out of shape. His tent, it looked like it was wrecked. And I think he was worrying because the winds was picking up just like this. This must be a right, like wind tunnel or funnel, wherever you want to call it. The old funnel tunnel. The old, you call it tomato, I call it potato, if you know what I'm talking about. I think he was chewing. I think he was worried that his tent was going to get totally, you know, totally smashed, totally graham crangled during the night, mangled. So he asked me if he could come in my tent with me. Obviously, being the good mandingo that I am, I said, of course you can. You know what I mean? Yeah, go back and watch that video, guys. It's a classic. It's an absolute classic. It's not on for very long, and it hasn't got many views. You know, since the channel took off, people have went back, and some of my videos off years ago have got massive views now. But for whatever reason, that one, the views are still like quite low on it. So go back. It's the one that'll see Wild Camping at Hawes Water, and it's a brilliant video. So yeah. Cheers, Mandingos. Gin and tonic IPA. Pardonsky. Okay, that'll do for a few more minutes. Hopefully the wind dies down and I can get you some more food-tage outside. I am dying for a slash Gordon. It's now time for me to drain the old lizard, the old Eddie lizard. Hopefully I can pop outside. If not, we are doing it in the old Vestibulski. I know it's disgusting, but that's just the way it goes, Mandingos. As I say, in the deepest forests of the Congo. Right. whiskey. Oh yes, my pansexualities, my pansexuals, just having a little shot of Rooney of Ardbeg, wee beastie, a 5-year-old, kindly given to me from a lovely couple by the names of Bruce and Julie from Darwin. Cheers, my man and woman friend dingoes. It is really nice, and I will certainly ding dang do a world famous whiskey with you later on. You better believe I will. Yes, guys, I haven't been recording anything for a good hour. I did want to charge me phone up for a bit, me camera, the old camaraderie where I get the old footage, Nicki Minaj. If you don't know, I do all my recording on my phone, just like what I done back in the early days. Nothing flash dingo here, man dingoes, on the Blot Outdoor Show. But I've got water. You know when you get water in your charging point, and you've got it tells you on your phone, and you plug your charger in, or in my case, my power bank, and it makes the crazy noise. Burp, burp, burp. Warning, warning. You have water in the charging point. I'm down to 51% battery power. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. Cheers, man dingoes. So I've got to be really careful, because I don't want that to run flat and not be able to charge my phone, my camera. I want to keep you tuned in all night long, in the famous words of Lionel Blair. I've got some food to cook. Obviously, we're doing a world famous whiskey review. We'll be talking some more shite. And then obviously in the morning when I get up, I say coffee time. I never really record myself making a coffee. I'm normally as rough as a badger's arse, and I just have a coffee. I get that downers, and it brings us back to life with a couple of biscuits. And then I press record. But yeah, getting the 10-pack away, heading back down the hill to the Blotmobile. I want to get all that footage on my camera. Hopefully in an hour or two, I check my phone, and that silly thing where it says the water is in the charging point has gone dingoed, man dingoed, as they say in the Dodoinski. For now, we are just sitting relaxing to the sound of the wind with a few shots. I've got another can dingo left, yes I have. I've got some dregs in that one. We have got that one left. We've got a bottle of wine over there. Yes, the party is just getting started. The party is just getting started on the Blot Outdoor Show. This is fantastic, Mandingo, as they say in the gay bars of San Francisco. You can't whack it, as they say in the back streets of Brooklyn. God, why can't I just talk normal? It's like a mental disease I've got now. The Blot lingo is spreading worldwide. Hey God, I'm just an idiot that likes to come out camping. Cheers, guys. All jokes aside, thank you so much for tuning in. Honestly, I am just a normal man dingo. My private life away from this is quite boring. I don't mean boring in a bad way. A day-to-day life for me. Get up, take the dogs out for a walk, go to the supermarket with Mrs. Blot, or IKEA, or wherever she wants to drag us. You know, you guys know what I'm talking about. Get back, take the dogs out for a walk, sit and watch a bit of YouTube. Snout exciting, guys, if you know what I'm talking to snout. Just normal stuff. Go through, see me mum and dad. My mum and dad's old now. My dad's 76 and mum's 74. They're still fitting well, so to say. You know what I mean? But anyway, everything's good in the hood. You better believe it is. No complaints, guys. I like to live a boring life. I don't go to any pubs or clubs. People probably think I'm a pisshead because I'm always having a drink. You guys who've watched long enough know I have a drink when I come out camping, and then away from that, I'm a black coffee man. You cannot beat a good black sorry guys, a slip of the tongue dingo. You can't beat a good black coffee. That's my drink. I actually drink more black coffee than I drink booze. If you see me in the local pub, the Doxy Lad in the city of Hull is my local pub. You'll only ever see me having a black coffee. People in there will confirm that. Yeah, I'm quite a boring man, but when I come out camping, it gets a little bit more exciting. You better believe it does. Thank you, you absolute legends, for tuning in every week. I love each and every one of you. You better believe I do. Bicycles. Wow. Oh, matron. Ah, it's the glove of self-love. The glove of self-love. Oh. Oh, yes. You know it makes absolutely no sense at all. My spam dingoes. Wow. English summertime. Right. You better believe it, man, dingoes. Come on then, guys. Time to show you my setup for tonight. As you know, I'm in the Berghouse cane gorm 2-man tent. Foil mat is down the bottom. It's a bit damp underneath. Definitely underneath where I'm sitting with my big fat hairy spotty arse. It's really wet there. The pressure of me sitting down is a bit wetness coming through. Oh, man. Got my cheap Unigi air mat, which does the old job dingo for me. 2-season OEX sleeping bag. God's sake, look at this. This is the real deal, guys. Osprey backpack, rucksack, whatever you want to call it. In the brain of it there, in the top of it, I've got my power bank, charging wires, little bits and pieces, torch, all that shite. Sorry guys, the camera work's not great. I'm just concentrating on the wind blowing on the old tentaroonie. Yes, from Bruce and Julie from Darwin, like I've already said, we have got Ardbeg, Wee Beastie, 5-year-old Isla, single malt whiskey, still plenty left. There is certainly more time to get mangled. The old Graham Crangled, as they say, across the corridors of the factory where I used to work. You know it makes sense, man, dingoes. We will certainly ding dang do a world famous review later on. I've showed you the cans I've had so far. I've got one left, which I'm going to have very soon. From Siren, made from the Siren Craft Brewery Expression Citra IPA. I've had this a couple of times over the last few weeks, and it's very, very rice. I mean, it's very, very nice. You know, it makes sense, guys. I've got a can of Diet Coke, obviously. I'm watching my figure. I've got 2 Jurgen Cluffies for Inzy Morgan. I'll probably only have one. I've got a Mars bar, so I can have that for my breakfast if I want. I've got a pepperami, I've already had one. I've got a fruit and nut mix. Fruit, chocolate and nut, just like a mini one. I've got a bottle of wine. I'll try and hang on later. I'm talking shite, I won't. A good old bottle of Rioja. You cannot whack a nice bottle of Italian Rioja. My pansexualities. Wow, the weather. Just when you think it's easing off, it kicks off again. We've got some Wild West honey barbecue steak strips. I think I'll have them next for a little snackaroonie for my main meal. I've got the best from Morrison's 3 chili, the old 3 chiliroonies, pork sausages. There's 6 of them, and we're going to have some mashed potato. Cheap mashed potato where you pour some water in the pot. Mashed potatoes with fried bunions. I've got 2 of them. I don't know if I'll need them both. I'll decide that when it comes to it. I've got some gravy granules as well in my Baghdad. I went to get some gravy out this morning. Like I say, pork sausages. I had a look in the cupboard. Mrs. Blott had beef gravy, lamb gravy, chicken gravy. She had no pork gravy. So I put a mixture of all 3 gravy granules. White pepper, black pepper, salt. She had some, you know, the twisty things. The twisty. She had garlic and herb salt, some of that in, and then chili and garlic salt, some of that in. So the gravy should be absolutely delish, if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that is certainly going to be a meal fit for a mandingo. Bangers and mash, chili bangers, onion mash with a fancy gravy. And I think I've showed you about everything, guys. It's now time for me to have another few shot dingoes of Wasky, Ardbeg, I should say. Very nice indeed. It's certainly warm in the old chest up. It's like bloody winter here, even though it's August. It'll be putting a lot of people off. A lot of my subscribers from across the globe, because I've got subscribers from all over the world, they'll be watching this going, I'm not going to England for a summer holiday. Don't let that worry you guys. Honestly, you come to somewhere like the Lake District. I've even showed you lately down on the seafront in the stunning city of Sunderland, where I'm from. Don't let the cold weather put you off. Get a rain jacket. I keep saying, like, talking like I can't say me R's, like Jonathan Ross. Get a rain jacket on, guys. Get a rain woony jacket on and get out there. Don't let the bad weather put you off. The UK is a fantastic place to come. You know, it makes sense. Alrighty. Wasky. Oh, I've put the top back on. What an idiot. I'll bring you back very soon, guys. Oh. Very nice indeed. So guys, I've got my last beer or a few shots of Wasky. I've got a nice bottle of Italian Rioja. So we've still got loads to do. Yes, we're £10, but I'm as happy as a pig in shit. Doesn't bother me. I hope you're not bored. If you are, I'm sorry. There's always next week where I could be sitting outside in the sunshine. You never know what Mother Nature's going to give you when you come wild camping, I should say. I'm out every week, so I will certainly take the rough with the smooth. The rough and smooth at exactly the same time. Famous words of the human dorsal fin. Schmickaroony. Oh yes. Cheese mandingos. Oh yes, mandingos, you know what time it is. Wasky time. And this is what we have got this week. Ardbeg 5-year-old Isla single malt Scotch whisky. Wee Beastie. Kindly given me from Bruce and Julie from Darwin. Thank you very much, you absolute couple of legends. My man and woman friendingos, it is very much appreciated. Yes, let's get this popped in. The old famous Cub Dingo, my Mandy Dingles. Oh yes. You know it makes sense. My pansexualities. Oh, it might sound now, at this moment in time, that the wind has just dropped down. It hasn't. Just a second, just 2 seconds before I press record, the tent was caving in. There you go, guys. It is absolutely menthol. It's absolutely menthol cigarettes in here, my pansexuals. But this is what we love on the Blooded Door Show. Nothing is boring. We take camping to the next level. You know, it makes sense. Let's get the old baker in it. Slight Pete Tom. Like a smoky bonfire thing going on. My Mandy Dingles. There's a fruity element to it as well. Dare I say, give it a swell around, guys. Maybe some peaches. I might be totally wrong. Like I've said 1,000 times before, maybe not 1,000, but 100 times before. I'm no whiskey expert. Get your words out, Chris. You can tell I've had a few beers and a few whiskies. I'm slurring my words. That's just the way it goes when you're out on a wet and windy wild camp. It's fantastic. Some peaches. Definitely a bonfire smoke thing going on. Give that a swirl around. Maybe a little bit licorice. Am I right? Am I wrong? Like I say, I'm no expert. I just enjoy doing this kind of thing for a bit of fun. But I do try my best. Even though I don't wear a vest. I could do with a vest on now because it's getting chilly on the old Stumpy Willie, if you know what I'm talking about, my pansexualities. Anyway, that's enough of the sniffing. Let's get on with the tasting. Rice cakes. Oh. I said bonfire smoke, and the smell, it has got a smoky kind of taste that you expect from an Isla whisky. It's nothing to be unexpected by. Ardbeg. There's quite a few Ardbeg whiskies. This one is the Wee Beastie 5-year-old version. The old version Van Dyke. The old like a version touch for the very first time. If you know what I'm talking about. Rice cakes. But that is quite, it's oily, it's silky. I've had quite a few Isla whiskies before. They have been very enjoyable, but they've been quite abrupt. They've been quite harsh, like a punch in the old barbecue spare rib dingoes, if you know what I'm talking about. That's got like a I said licorice in the smell. That is there. Like a smoky, licorice, oily texture. Wow, I'm just trying to keep the tent roof from knocking the camaraderie over while I'm getting some footage. The old Nicki Minaj for the whiskey review. Woo! It doesn't get real in this. On the Blooded Door Show. like a little bit of a zesty lemon kick with that dark licorice smokiness, combining with that, fusing the old Fusilier. Oh yes. Yeah, but it's definitely oily. It's definitely silky. And it's very enjoyable. After my first taste earlier on, I thought it might be a bit harsh, with it being Isla one and the smokiness to it and peaty. No, it's quite complex compared to a lot of Isla whiskies. Maybe a little bit of mixed in with the flavours. I already tell you, like a toffee apple. Am I talking shit? I don't know. You can read up on Google. You'll find, oh shit, I've just spilled off it. You'll find somewhere where you can find some information on the old information. Mad for it. And I'll probably be saying a completely different thing to what that says. I might get some things right and I might get some things wrong. That's how you will know that I'm not just copying and talking shit. Licorice, maybe a little bit. Did I say lemon earlier on? Like a little bit of a lemon sherbet. Is sherbet called a sherbet in America and Canada and Australia and New Zealand? Do you even know what I'm talking about when I say sherbet? I don't know. If you don't know, everyone in the UK knows what sherbet is. You lads and lasses from abroad, you might have to Google it. Or do you all know what it means? Am I just a thicko? Like a lemon sherbet with licorice, dark berries, oily, smooth, delicate. Wow, compared to a normal Isla whiskey. Bloody hell! I think the tent's going to cave in. My pansexualities. This is the original content in the world of UK wild camping. Nothing beats the Blood Outdoor Show. I'm just talking shite, you know. I'm not giving it the big one. I'm just talking shite. Right, now then, time for the old score dingoes, guys. I think we've waffled enough. Probably the most exciting whiskey review I've ever done. Fantastic, as they say in the gay bars of San Francisco. Ardbeg. Kindly get me from Bruce and Julie from Darwin. Cheers, my man and woman friend dingoes. I've enjoyed it. I really have. And I have got more left. Oh, yes. Come on, Chris. You're not that drunk. Get that cork turned off there. Yes. This is what I'm going to drink. Off camera. Off the old camaraderie. Look at that. I'm going to give it a solid 9. Yes. It's probably... I'm going to go out there and I'm going to say, of all the Isla whiskies I've done so far, it's probably my most favourite one. In fact, I'm going to go more than a 9. So sorry guys, for everyone that gets a 9, I'm going to give it 9.1. You better believe I am. I'm going to give it 9.1 out of 10 dingo man dingoes before this tent totally caves in on me. Oh my goodness. You know what I'm talking about. This is serious wild camping. Right, folks. The water's boiling. The mashed potato is done. It says mashed potato and onions on the packet. Yes. We will leave that for a few seconds.
Well, we'll get the steakaroonies, sausage. The sausage is done, not the steak. Wow, wow. This storm is not calming down anytime soon. Yes, folks. Look at the state of this. It is Windy City. Yep, I'm in the Windy City of Chicago. The famous words of Peter Kate. We've got bangs and mash, spicy chili, sausages, mashed potato with bacon and cheese. Oh yes. Let's get stuck in, guys. I say mashed potato, bacon and cheese. It's mashed potato with fried onions. You better believe it is. Here we go, guys. I did have some gravy as well. And it's just been so windy. And the wind is coming through the bottom of the tent about 10 times. My camping stove has been blown out. It's been blown off. Oh, matron. It's just so frustrating. So I couldn't be asked to carry on any longer and make the gravy. But yeah, these sausages mixed in with the mash. It's just the perfect combination. Wow. Oh God. I would like to see the storm and settling down, but it's snot. It is snot. If you know what I'm talking about. Now, this is exactly what I mean when I'm talking about getting a hot meal before you jump in your sleeping bag. I know I've said this a million times before, and some of you will probably roll your eyes. Yeah, you probably roll your eyes and think, what is he going on about? This is the perfect situation. I'm nice and dry with these clothes. All the clothes I've took off are soaking wet. Nice dry sleeping bag. But yeah, it's very cold. It's blowing a gale. Gale plus. Oh, matron. Yeah, old tracer. Yeah, I wash it. Just makes you feel so good when you get a hot meal and you jump in your sleeping bag. Wow. This is the life, guys. This is the life. Okay, in my Mandy Dingles, I'm going to finish my bangers and mash off in peace and quiet. Got nothing else to say. I'll bring you back when it's time to say bonjour. Right, folks. It's 1:45 in the morning. I am as full as a goat. My meal was lovely. This storm is not settling down. It's time for me to get some win sleep. I'm going to do my best. Don't get me wrong, dingo man dingoes, as I say in the do-doing. I will drift off. You better believe I will. The sound of this wind is nothing to me. I'm a true man dingo. But yeah, fingers crossed the tent holds out. That's the main concern. Sleeping, I will sleep. I will win sleep. You better believe I will. There you go. The wind has just died off. In a Winnie Mandela, it'll kick off again. Of course it will. Pube? Where's that come from? Pubic hair, my mouth. Little mix pubic hair, my mouth. Must be in the tent. I'm only joking, guys. Right, how then? It's time for me to say bonjour, good night Vienna, arrivederci and Vorsprung Dirk technique. Itchy head off this hat, and I will see you legends first thing in the morning at coffee time. You better believe I will. It's been a fantastic night. See you in the morning. Good morning, mandingos. Look at this. We are flooded. And my power bank was in that. My power bank's buggered. Not working. And my camera is down to 9%. I normally put it on charge when I go to sleep. So it's like on 100% when I wake up in the morning. It's on 9% or 8% now, so I'm not going to be able to get much more recorded. When I get home, I'm going to have to buy a new power bank, because that is a must when you come out wild camping, when you're making a YouTube video. Yeah, luckily I've got my keys in the bag. Look at that under there. Oh, good God. Luckily my keys are wrapped up in a plastic bag. The wind just hasn't let up all night. It's been brutal. Right, I'm bursting for a slash Gordon. So I'm going to get a quick pee. Might as well get packed away. There's no point hanging around. I can't record much else. Much more, I should say. So if this video abruptly ends, I'm sorry guys. I'll give you the warning. It means my battery has totally gone dingoed. Man dingoes. I'll try and not record anything else now till I'm packed up and I'm getting out of Dodge City, and then I can properly say bonjour to all you legends. Alrighty, my fan dingoes, I'm going to have to end this video now because my battery is on 2%. By the time I start walking back down the hill, it's going to be totally flat. It's been a total washout. It's been fantastic, but this is just what happens sometimes when you come out wild camping, guys. You've got to take the good with the bad. As they say in the do-doing, I'm going to get this tucked down. I've just shoved everything as quick as I can in my bag, and I'm going to do the same with my tent. I'm going to just quickly roll it up, stuff it in the top of my bag, and get down to Blockmobile.
Thank you for watching, you absolute legends. Sorry there hasn't been much morning footage. I love each and every one of you. I'll see you in the next one. And you know what I'm talking about. You know what makes absolute complete total sense. Rice.
Oh, matron.
You know, it's make total sense, mate. Very nice.